particle effects slow down unless I move my mouse, which speeds them up faster than they should be.
I don't even know what you're saying at the moment, but it's okay. I've started streaming. I'm still confused by what you're saying, but it's okay. Should I put some music on in the background? Put some chill music on in the background.
Some kind of death metal, something calming.
Yeah. About some light jazz.
Death jazz?
Oh my god, this is the sexiest jazz.
Hold on, listen. I can't hear it in your stream.
I'm turning it up.
Welcome to Being Frank with Huey Lewis.
Frank and I were just sitting by the fireside after a furious lovemaking session, just thinking about what we could do, and we decided maybe we'll go over a little demo. Maybe we'll watch some Frank, if you know what I mean.
Should have started like, oh, hello, I didn't see you there. Come in, come in.
This music.
I wish I could hear it. Oh man, that is so...
Can you hear it?
Yeah, they just
Oh,
have to hear
yeah.
us too.
Yeah. How's the volume? I don't even know. Like, people on the stream can tell me. Like, voices to music. This is the sexiest Being Frank ever. God damn it. Every time that saxophone hits a low note, it just fucking...
Welcome to Being Frank After Dark.
Alright. Okay. Should I do this, Frank?
I'm definitely a generous lover, Mitch. Okay, I guess we should probably start.
Let me find something else, because this is a bit too ridiculous. I'm just going to be laughing and not listening to you at all. Alright, this is okay. Alright, Frank.
Okay, ready?
Yeah, I guess we should maybe actually do an intro or something, yeah.
Oh, I guess we can do
haven't-
that, yeah.
so
I'm doing so many demo reviews where I just jump into it.
yeah. So we haven't done
So-
one of these in, like, since, I don't know, mid-season 8, which is kind of bad.
Yeah.
But, yeah, we
We just
figured...
never really had the time or the
Yeah.
good demos, I guess.
Ginyu Force scrimmed a lot of Hunt to prep for our MTS match. I kind of wish we'd have done that for our BPM match too, but it just didn't work out that way.
Yeah.
But I think we were honestly one of the only teams to play it what I would say is correctly. A lot of teams kind of played fast and loose, and in particular I noticed a lot of spies just kept going for kills on this map, and sometimes spies would get a lot of kills, and usually it would just not mean a thing. Like, timing is extremely important, so...
What I came to realize on this map is, I mean, it's kind of always true in Highlander, and it's kind of especially true for Spy, but for everybody, and really hard on this map, like, for about 2.5 minutes, nothing you do matters, and for about 30 seconds, what you do matters. Like, it doesn't, it's just so much, like, you need to do... If you're not up and doing even a minor thing at the right time, then doing a major thing at another time does not matter. It's one of those maps where you want to wait a minute to kill, like, the soldier more than you want to kill the medic now. Like,
Yeah.
that's just the way it is.
Alright. So yeah, it's a little bit non-standard, and I think it speaks to some of your strengths over some other spies who are just like kind of crazy. I'm gonna get trick stabs and shit where they don't necessarily think about what they're doing. They're not big on the team comm thing, which I think you are more so than anyone I've ever seen playing Pugs or played with myself. I think you kind of exemplify that a little bit more.
And I'll also say there are things that I realize after the fact I did very wrong on this map, and I'll point them out when we get to them, but they mostly revolve around when teams are... The particle effects are still, like,
Okay.
Overseer's Medbeam, and also the music notes from the earbuds. They move really slowly. But when I'm not focused on the screen, they move slowly until I move my mouse, and then they move at super speed, dependent on how fast my mouse is moving. This is so weird.
Hmm.
Like, I move my mouse, and they speed up, and then it stops moving, and they slow down. Let me know when you're logged in and streaming.
Stream is up. Demo was almost ready to go. Music is back on. Yeah, sorry guys. My capture card is weird. I tripped a cable, and even though I just like basically tapped it, it didn't actually come unplugged. The capture card's a little finicky, and it just blinked off and on. And when it does that, sometimes the sound completely cuts out, and I have to basically log off Windows and log back in to make it work. So I had to do that real quick. I will edit everything back together. We'll fix it in post, is what I'm trying to say. Alright, I'm ready to go. You do a count.
Alright. Sure.
Yeah, do it.
3, 2, 1, go.
I gave him a couple extra seconds
So
there.
rollout's pretty standard for me. I'm running in VizWatch because, as usual, I want to affect the initial fight as much as I can, and that means getting there fast, and that means in VizWatch. I guess I bumped a spy there. I'm not really sure. I think I called him out. They get a pretty good hold on mid, so I want to get in there quick. It kind of plays out like a Koth at first. I cannot possibly resist what I'm about to do. He's eating a sandwich.
It's just kind of unfortunate timing when you like started cloaking first seeing him.
Yeah.
You could have had him otherwise, but yeah.
I thought that he was still so lit that he was...
Yeah,
I got
I
him
actually
down low
remember
enough,
this.
but-
Yeah, you
Yeah.
called that and I charged in and finished him. You said he was like below half health, so.
Especially with heavy, when he's at 2/3, that's the amount of damage almost any class can do to him in the time it takes for him to rev up. Now I ran in and died, which isn't terrible, because I honestly want to switch watches at this point anyway. You'll see me, I don't know how much I do it in this particular match, but there are definitely times I was like, okay, I was running a watch for a reason, but it's no longer valid, and I just run in and die.
Foster.
Because, like, it's like, you know, I'll take a 10% chance of doing something and dropping the watch to waiting for my dead ringer to suddenly start working.
So what would
so I
you
just ran in
say?
and- Sorry, good.
What would you say like your overall goal is, like depending on our team's position on the map? Like we hold mid, so I'm guessing you're just getting in position for the gun, right?
If we're ready to push, my goal is to give our push the best chance of succeeding. That time, Foster was kind of ready to go in, and so I sapped it, but Foster died. I sapped it and shot a few times to confirm kill, but Foster died, and then we pushed in. Like, I'm not really sure what happened with our combo. I think we just got shut out. It was a bit. It was not a terrible push, but it happens.
We tried to push top, and I don't think we should have there, honestly.
Probably not.
We waited a little bit too long to push.
Yeah,
that
and then
advantage.
Foster, like me and Foster, were already dead, and then we pushed, and it just didn't work out. I'm willing to shoot at long-range shots like that and help out while I'm moving into position, but I'll see a lot of people they'll keep trying to shoot. Like they would have kept trying to kill that sniper and kept trying and gotten killed by everybody or had to back out. That was me not checking a corner. That was my fault. But I got lucky and got the kill because he was lit. But realistically speaking, that was a bad play. I think they were over aggressive here, and it pays out.
Yeah,
for us
that was Dill's crazy flank where he hit on one of the sides, one of those tiny little balconies on the midpoint, waited for them to push in, and then he killed their entire combo basically.
Mm-hmm. Again, this is an instance of just because there's an enemy there doesn't mean I want to fight him. I thought he actually went back into base, but he hunted me down. I should have left much sooner and stayed close.
Yeah, it looks like we're in a much more defensive standing right now.
At this point, we're in defensive hold. So, and this was probably my biggest mistakes. Is my goal here was to get to the combo and disrupt them, or I still don't know what the fuck hit me. Disrupt them or kill them in some way. And the fact of the matter is, what they're in now is an area that a spy cannot effectively attack, and shouldn't be able to. And I kept going for it. Here I waited until after the push, but again, it doesn't really do anything.
Yeah.
If you're in a position like that, the correct thing to do is to go in after, but I didn't go in after everybody, so I still didn't do it right. I should have waited for the scout to go in as well, and then I would have been able to prevent them from leaving.
Mm-hmm.
Fortunately, the rest of the team is holding well anyway.
Yeah, our holds were really good on this map. Like, I think you were the only casualty there.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so we're pushing.
Like I said, I don't think I figured this map out properly, and I don't think I looked over my own demos enough.
I don't know. For my money, it seemed like you made decisions better than a lot of spies, where it's just like we were catching them near our combo a lot. Like, I wasn't even, like, I was kind of sitting on the flanks, and honestly, on this map, that's where I would have expected to see spies, or when I was sitting in the intel room.
That is so unfair. I don't even think he knew I was there.
Yeah. See, I would have expected to see spies more just going into the intel room, especially when their team had some kind of advantage, and just kind of waiting. So, like, I played mostly on flanks, or I played in the intel room. I didn't really play with our combo a lot. But, yeah, most every spy in all 7 or whatever of the scrims and matches that we played, I think every other spy just pretty much always went for our combo. And he wasn't really ready and in position to get, like, a quick sap on the sentry, like it seemed you were more apt to be doing. Like, if our combo was not, like, or if our combo was just holding somewhere, the spy would be going for them. Where it seemed like maybe you kind of did, I don't know, maybe a little intelligence gathering, but also put yourself more toward the intel as well.
Yep.
This map moves very quickly.
Silly sniper. I could explain that, but I'd rather not. Trick stabs aren't really my thing, so I'm not the right person to explain them, but if you run into people, their movement becomes really predictable because they're running into you, so the instant you let go or strafe to the side, they go forward. That's like the easy way to stab people, but it only works if they're running directly into you and touching you. He's really low health, so I was trying to keep our... I didn't get it there in time because he died. He got the kills too fast, so I couldn't really help out, but I tried. My goal a lot of the times is just to get the kill on someone who's going to kill one of my own team members. It's sort of like, in the same way you want to attack the enemy team when they're pushing and distracted, or when your team's pushing and the enemy team's distracted, like individual players, when they go out for a particular kill, that's a really good time to go for them because they're distracting themselves almost to get it. Ordinarily, I'd go for a sniper like Marissa, but it's fucking Haunt, so
yeah.
I'm not too concerned. And I will die if I kill the sniper with the way everyone is now. I think I decided to go for, yeah, they're far enough away that I feel safe, but then she jumps. I probably should have gone a little sooner. But I tried to have my cake and eat it too.
Jero, of all things, coming back for you. That's weird.
Yeah, I think he was just heading there anyway. And that was pretty dumb because they knew I was there, and they'd known I was there for 20 seconds. And again, I think pretty much everything really genuinely dumb I do happens right around those balconies.
Yeah.
I just didn't understand that that balcony isn't a good place for me. And I kept going up there, and then like after this match was over, like the next day I was like, you know, balcony never worked. So they do a really good push, and I'm not even in position to help because I killed myself earlier.
Yeah, we knocked it down though.
Do we? No, they got a cap.
It was earlier. It wasn't
Oh, okay.
that one. Like that was stopped. That
Oh
was
yeah, I
stepped up,
missed
but
the
she
first.
killed him
I missed the first cap again this
Yeah.
time. I have no idea when it happens.
Yeah, like
Now,
we
I'm
capped
just
and then
gonna
they
go
capped
in
right back. It
because
was
We're kind of in position to push, and I have Dead Ringer, and I don't want it. So I'm just gonna try and force my way in. But now, ordinarily I wouldn't bother trying to do something like that, but I probably should have just gone straight in when I popped it before. But I'm willing to just die here because I have 25 health and a Dead Ringer when we're trying to get in their base, and that's like the worst thing. So I decide like, you know, I backed out before, and now I'm in an even worse position. I just need to go in.
yeah. Looks like this map is just hell on everyone until like we start getting things rolling. Like the first 5 minutes or so, 5-10 minutes were
the map's
awful,
just-
and then
There's a part in this map where it's just hell for any class. Like, I don't know, I didn't put that right, but like, every single class has a part of this map where they don't do anything. A significant part, I think. For some classes, it's like almost the entire map. Now, I had to sap that gun because if I didn't, it would have unwrangled right about then. And I didn't really want to count on Dwana's ability to sticky it. Plus, I was the only one in there. Everyone else was on the left side and not able to get in. There was enough. They had enough defense that we couldn't get in.
yeah.
So I was the only one who could take it out.
Yeah, we get a bit of a roll going here. We get like a nice double cap. I think I
Double cap. Is
I
about
followed
the
you
most
in
you
about
can do
5
on this
seconds
map.
later. I think I actually remember that in my POV. I think I actually see you go in, and I stop and wait for you since you're cloaking and going in, and then I just
That's
went in
nice.
after.
I wish
yeah.
Foster did that.
Yeah.
I keep meaning to like ask him about it, but whatever. Sick dodging right here. Tomska's apparently look, and then that. Anyway.
Was that just like a roller or something? What?
No, I bumped into the sniper.
Oh, okay.
The sniper walked into me, rather. That was my
Gotcha.
fault.
Oh, she was trying to jump up the little incline.
I was so concerned with the soldier, I got tunnel visioned. But I forced her away and sort of pot shot out, she can't get me, and wait for the dry to wear off. And then I go up here, which shouldn't work, but still, even with how unaware they were of me, that still
Harbly
didn't
found it. That heavy
Yeah.
didn't know. Like,
No,
Yeah.
but Harbley didn't even see me for a very. I mean, that even Harbley didn't notice me for a long time for
Yeah.
a spy approach, and I still wasn't able to do anything. It just shows how bad that approach was and how little I really want to be on the balcony. The only
Foster's
time you want to
in
be
my
on the
chat.
balcony.
Yeah. Saying, repeat what you said before, which was.
Oh, Foster, I wish you didn't get me killed by running in when I do. You're better about it, but you still do it sometimes.
Yeah, like if you see him cloaking to go in, let him go in first. Like that just happened, and like with me and him, and we got a couple caps out of it because I let him go. He got the intel, and then I was there to get it when it respawned, and we got it again.
I mean, there are times when I'll let you go in first instead, but
yeah.
because it's smarter. But am I running in Viswatch? Because I don't know why else I would make that decloak. Oh, I guess because they're moving out. That's why. So I did that because I didn't realize in the demo it was a problem because you can't hear comms, but they called that they were moving out to mid. They were no longer on the balcony, and I felt when people are moving into or out of mid, is when they're vulnerable in mid. So I just decloaked as soon as I could and ran out there.
Yeah, see, that was probably honestly a bad idea for us to push in there. I don't think we get anything out
Yeah,
of it.
we
We
didn't-
might actually because
We had an
Max
advantage,
just
but
got
we didn't-
D and G.
We didn't have a haunt advantage, you
Yeah.
know.
As
You
his
have
haunt,
to cloak
like,
before you go around that corner, as that spy just demonstrated. I died so many times in earlier scrims because I did not cloak before going around that corner. I wish that worked, but it
yeah.
doesn't really matter because we get the intel out because of it.
I don't think we
Although
actually
I don't think we
get
end up
this one,
having it.
but yeah, it was the right idea. Like, I see what you were going
Yeah.
for there, which was someone else on our team has the intel. Hey, look at me! Hey, look at me! Hey, look at me!
Like he had, and that's the sense. It's not even like I don't usually like distraction plays too much, except for as a backup plan, because like you have to count on the other team making a mistake and paying attention to you.
Well, I mean, CTF is where
Like-
the distraction stuff works best. Obviously, he's
Probably, yeah.
I mean, if you-
But also, like, that's a distraction
Yeah.
where he has to look at me or I would
Exactly.
have killed him. Do I bump this? The spy just runs into me.
Jero.
Fucking feel bad for him, but oops. It's not my fault.
Nice shot.
I don't usually like combo, but me and a scout is just like enough hit scan that did I say a combo? I don't usually like attacking with my teammates, like intentionally, just as like taking my gun. But a spy and a scout together are the right mix of long range and close range and all hit scan. That it's a very effective duo, and they can 1v2 pretty much any class in any situation. I feel like. I think we called we were pushing, or I was just worried that I had low health.
Well, the gun went down. Yeah, I mean,
The gun went down, but
I don't
guess,
know.
and then I think we pushed on the gun instead of vice
Yeah.
versa, which I don't know that I like, but it kind of works.
Oh, hey, you caught my good plays. Yeah.
I'm sorry, this is not being Huey with Huey Lewis.
Oh.
It's being Frank. No more good plays from Huey.
Damn it.
I take the
Yeah, it
telly
seemed
for
like
fun.
they weren't really like. If they know, I mean, what I did as Pyro, if I knew people were gonna be pushing in, I was spy checking
the fuck?
100% because. Oh
Why
yeah, I
is
remember
he
this.
here? Sorry to interrupt. I just.
Yeah. But yeah, like, I mean, if I know the other team's setting up for a push, I'm in the intel room waiting for the spy. Like, that's like it can be hard to catch a spy because there is like, I mean, if you cloak and dagger in the right spot, it's hard to get you before you run in and start sapping the gun. But yeah, like Geosis was just nowhere near. I don't know. He just sticks with the combo. It's just his thing, I guess. But yeah, like you went for the gun there, which was perfect because there was no pyro there to stop you.
Hard Blue is the only medic that sneaks up on me. I don't understand it.
So yeah, there's our 6 cap. We somehow got it in without you that time. I think that's the first one that you weren't really even tangentially involved with. Yeah.
I had nothing to do with it. I was dead the entire push, and I get there as we bring the intel out. I mean, I sat there and I had Dead Ringer, which was nice because if someone had come out, I would have been able to like help deal with him.
Yeah. I remember I had like 10 health at this point. Oh, you're gonna sit on his head.
If you actually get the chance to body block a spy in, that's always fun.
Yeah.
Because that is really frustrating from the other side. Just Angie knows I'm here,
okay,
so I
yeah.
just tap.
Foster says that was the play where he heard the NG moving the gun. So he just
I
dived
stabbed
in
the
for
gun.
it. No, not that one. The one before that, cap right before.
Oh, yeah, the other cap. That's right. Foster pretty much did that by himself. He
Yeah.
had the NG pick up the gun.
But yeah, even this
He
one
had to
though,
pick up
like,
something.
yeah, we got this one because you sapped the gun and you got it out just a little bit, enough that the NG had to focus on you, and then Foster came out, and that was the end of the first half. I think that's the only one
Yeah.
we're gonna do because it's just kind of shows that. I mean, okay, we got 7 caps, and Frank was kind of a big part of 6 of them, and the other one was almost just kind of a fluke that Foster just like he saw an opportunity and just very wisely dove in on it to.
Haha. Here's
Yeah.
6 plays where Frank did really well, and one where Foster did well accidentally.
But yeah. I mean, like did exactly what he should have. Like the NG,
Yeah.
he heard him picking up the gun. The NG has the voice lines whenever he does that. Like I'm moving this or whatever. So Foster just dove in, grabbed it, and ran out before anything could happen. But every other time, like Frank was in some way involved with getting the intel out, and that's what I think a lot of spies just did not focus enough on doing. They were always trying to get picks, and
Like, this is
getting
just not
picks
a
looks
map.
good, but it doesn't matter so much on some maps, and Haunt is like a perfect example of that. Yeah.
Yeah, Haunt is like the worst map to go for kills. Like, I almost don't even mind that I handled the balcony areas really poorly, because most of the time, like, that didn't matter. I mean, if I waited until they actually pushed in all the way, and then went in, like, I could help block them if they try and go out that way, but ultimately, like, that's not...
Yeah, I mean, it
I
seemed
don't know,
like... It seemed like you were in position before a lot of other spies were like the entire week too. So it was like when our combos like had an opportunity to start moving across the map, you were already almost in position to do that. Whereas other spies is like, okay, well the other team's combo has moved up, the spy isn't here yet. He's got to get in position before they can move, and it just buys us a lot of time. So you just like being there quicker and focusing more on that seemed to help us a lot too.
I mean, and I could be in position without that well without absolute familiarity with the cloak and dagger and every little like so many spies have like complete familiarity with the invis watch, and even if they like the cloak and dagger, they're like, oh, you know, I go to that sometimes, but they're just not comfortable with it. They don't know exactly how many steps, you know, like they don't know how far they can go on cloak exactly. Like they don't know how to dodge the enemy team and like all the projectiles without bumping them while using like the smallest amount of movement possible.
And I remember you telling me once, like maybe you can explain again, like you said something about how even if you're out of cloak with the cloak and dagger, you'll still move sometimes because people just don't notice it, or like
when you move with the cloak and dagger at empty, you sort of look partway uncloaked. You're very slightly transparent. Honestly, on Haunt, you're probably practically invisible anyway.
Yeah, it's so dark.
Haunt, so dark. But like it's not something you want to do. But I don't worry about that last little step of cloak, because it almost like that quick flicker. It's even harder to see than someone bumping you. And even when people bump you, you will notice when someone bumps you and they don't look at you, they often don't notice. Like. They don't notice the transparency.
Yeah, I mean, I can see if they're looking directly at you, they would see it, but out of the corner of your eye, it's not something you would notice with all the other random particle effects TF2 brings us.
When you take like one little tiny step and like you flash transparent for just an absolutely brief amount of time, I'm not even sure that's always transmitted, honestly. I think if you flash briefly enough, I'm not sure with latency that anybody can even see it at all. Because people will look straight at me and not see it sometimes. Because it is so brief. Like, if you're just running with it and you have no cloak, you will get seen, obviously, but... Yeah. Like, you don't need to worry, oh no, I've got this little tiny bit. Like, just stay calm, just crouch and walk, like, a step to the right if you have to, and if you flicker for a moment, it really doesn't matter.
I think my game may have gone black. I think we're still here. There it is. Alright, yeah. So yeah, we didn't want to do anything super long. The second half of that game was a bit longer, with us only getting... We needed 3 caps to end it.
It was a bit less focused from both teams, I think.
We were kind of just all diving for it, because we got 2 quick caps, and then they just basically kind of did a hardcore turtle. To force
and then the
us,
last 10 minutes was just... We almost sort of...
Yeah, about the last 5 minutes when we had each other's intels. Yeah, that was like one of the funniest things I've ever seen in game. But it's not like worth.
Yeah.
From a spy POV, especially, it's not really worth like showing. But
it's not worth like